Alrighty, as always, we are brought to you by Denver Open Media, the historic Elitch Theater, Ziggies Presents, Ziggies Live Music, KUHS Radio TV in Denver, and the Bliss Fest community. We're on Channel 57. We're streaming live and on Facebook. And we feature here on our open mic poetry, performance, music, dance, magic, and comedy. We're a variety show of sorts here, folks. So next up, we have our featured poet, Miss Marjorie Power. She wants to come on up here. Marjorie is on Facebook as well. Check her out, Marjorie Power /Facebook. She is also having a book launch at the Denver Women's Press on February 9th for her upcoming book, Oncoming Halos. Check it out at Grow Sable on Amazon. Miss Marjorie, come on up here and share your gift with us, please. Give her a hand, folks.
Well, hello, everybody. Nice to see you. I have a new book out. This was accepted for publication in January, and it was due out 6 weeks from now. But here it is. It's on Amazon. It's been there a while. In fact, it was on there for a week before I got my own copies. Anyway, check it out. Does this sound okay? Or am I too close or too far away? Or it's perfect? Okay, so I haven't read from this book, and I'm the kind of person that likes to plan every reading down to the last breath and then act like it's all really spontaneous. So I guess this time you're guinea pigs. I sort of planned it, but that's as far as I got. Let's see. Okay, the first poem is called The Promise at Home in Its Cave. I am the scent that makes the dog yank at its leash. I am the shine on the wings of the fly on the dog's dung. I am the ruffle of opera the wind lifts through an open window. I am the cat the sunlight follows. I am the breeze on the 5th floor balcony. I am the nook where the two of you last met. I am your name swept under a rug, your napkin softened by tears, the song blue spill of lobelia from a window box. I am the dead leaf still on its branch in May. In December, I am breath.
Thanks. All right.
Thank you. Old man anticipating a phoenix. Face to face with the bright moon, he wakes, tingling in the late summer night, finds himself upright in boots newly mended for his dance through heaven's carnival, whose peonies, champagne, drums, and steam hover, imminent as he leans to poke ashes, as he waits simply for the bird to rise and no longer for his lover's return. My emptiness. I have nothing to offer, am happy to share it. I love emptiness in hallways, baskets, thimbles, even this shard of glass from a car accident. It's curved like a shallow, jagged bowl. I keep it on my desk where someone else in need of inspiration might nurture a tiny cactus that blooms once a year. Everything eventually earns a place in the soul. This is what emptiness has shown me. That place becomes clear when seeing a truck, ugly once, rusting in a field, or a long retired cannon, or a clobbering tool from the Stone Age set beside a scraper in a museum case. Rust, deep grass, obsolescence, letting be. Lately, I sometimes find myself in this abandoned auction yard, an expanse of dull brown, a flat building to match, a cow mural, and mediocre graffiti. No sheep, no cattle, not the slightest whiff. The offspring of emptiness gestates slowly. Deep within me, their flutter, their nudge. You don't have to clap after everyone if you don't want to. Okay. You do, I know that. A wolf has come to school. A wolf has come to school with its caretaker, a woman who transports it in a trunk-like box with grids. Onto a screen, she projects animals we will carry as we do the carrier pigeon, unless... She explains to these children, whose eyes flash over the box, how in Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs, the parts about the wolf went wrong. She reveals that if they don't squirm or pace, but hold very still, when she opens the box, the wolf might meet their gaze. That's Goldilocks passes out. Goldilocks passes out, and when she comes to, she's shivering. Her back hurts. How long has she lain on the ground? Is this the same forest she explored in childhood and later no longer alone? The image of a handsome youth teases her memory. She'd set out to meet him as if afloat, forgotten to watch for gnarled roots. She sits up, peers into the hand mirror taken from Mama Bear's vanity. A cloud of white hair, cheeks like her grandmother's. Beside her stands a cluster of coffins, each no bigger than a woman's shoe. She pries off a lid, fingers a scrap of language. Long lines closely packed, the whole squared off to fit corners. She studies each phrase. A sentence breathes. Could this be poetry? She lifts the next lid and the next, a biographical note, more images in print. Goldie gathers that war has metastasized, that adultery no longer involves mutual touch, actual tryst. One voice rages at the slaying of forests. Sunlight finds her shoulders. Morning opens a lacy green fan. Goldie rises, creaks, wanders till she finds a path. Here's a leashed dog, its owner with two thin black cords dangling from the center of each ear. She nods a greeting just in case. Beside, this is about the Olympic rainforest. Max and I lived in Washington for many years and then in Oregon after that. Beside rusted tracks, a banana slug. Beside the slug, a clump of mud-spattered grass. Now sword ferns, maidenhair, fresh-sprung mushrooms, everything's wet to the touch. Listen, watch the slug inch forward. As day's gray light spreads, listen. You might hear the echo of the whistle of the logging train 100 years gone. If not, there's always moss, its hush. Refrain from tasting the mushrooms. These woods hold a damp smell deep enough to digest a wanderer's name. Douglas firs, hemlocks, alders, cedars, cut, dragged away, left beside, replanted, shorter, closer, thinner. Sawed down so many times, you'd never know the forest once held nooks where stories bloomed. River stories, raven tales. The spotted owl, bird become lawsuit, symbol, extraction from feathers and heartbeat. Half concept, half sweet face, half goner, hanging on, beside. Another Northwestern poem, Winter Dusk, Diamond Lake. Snow blown across ice. In other seasons, I forget that lakes keep secrets. The new moon, that elegant nymph, lounges against a volcanic peak, separates to float. Silence is the mother of a raven, is the father of silence.
That was very good.
Thank you, Ricardo. And this I wrote, I guess, our first winter that we lived in Denver after moving from Oregon. It's called Lull. Comes a lethargic housefly into memory. It's on a window pane, straining to escape. January reads the calendar. You'd think the fly would be dead. Comes a neighbor's backyard into mind. An absentee landlord present in that fence-to-fence tapestry of weeds, flinging their seeds into damp, cool, soft gray wind. On my side, azalea buds begin to swell, rhododendrons too. Comes a stand of alders down near the river, red with new growth, ready with pollen. This is what passed for winter, in that place where I ventured as a young woman, in that story where I stayed till I grew old. We had summer, fall, lull, and spring. So much light in this new place. Look up for the origin of blue, of clarity softened some days by the vast hush of snow. And I've learned winter has dignitaries, gigantic bony cottonwoods, each leaning this way and that as if in dialogue. Front yards full of stiff brown grass bring no lull-time problem of moss. Sidewalks reveal no slugs, bits of bloat and slime, ugly little things. Still, I keep glancing down.
Perfect. That is Denver, yes.
O day of least light, womb day of the year, thank you for this throng of thin snowflakes and their slow meander down among skidding vehicles, down into tall, dead, ornamental grasses no one will prune till March, thank goodness, as I wouldn't want to miss the tease of tentative wind in feathery tassels, filling with old-fashioned winter, the kind often found on the fronts of Christmas cards. Before they began to morph and trumpet, us, ours, us, everyone on auto smile, fires and floods crop tidily out of the frame. The accolade. This one goes back to living in Olympia, Washington, and our grocery store there. The customer in front of me holds lifesavers. Eva calls the manager. She knows who pays for 2 rolls while pocketing 3. She bags my bottles of wine, confiding, heavy drinkers purchase 1 at a time. That's how you spot who drinks. And this, someone behind me in wet bedroom slippers has just been evicted from Lee's duplex. When I'm tired, I hope for a different checker, though sometimes Eva speaks gently of the rain. The rain and I are tired this evening. Who's Lee anyway? I'd know if I'd worked here 40 years, if God had fashioned the man I eat with from a rib of mine. With a near whisper, Eva pulls me aside. She saw my picture in the paper and read the piece. I always believed there was something special, just from that listening you do coming through the line. That was kind of nice. And I'll follow that one with one called Widely Unknown. I decided 10 years ago this was my status as a poet. I'm widely unknown. I'm not successful and I'm not failed. I'm just widely unknown. Okay. To be widely unknown is to live a long time as the other apple, the one the snake almost offered Eve. It's being recognized by many who remain strangers to each other. It is to dangle on the tree in the last chance light of September. Pickers may wish to sample your taste, but they don't give in. Not with that snake at eye level, ready to report who comes in second. To be widely unknown means people feel better near you. Validated when they feared going soft at the core. The one who needs you most is Eve, with her orchards, houses, lovers, her artwork, its prestigious awards, her surly but brilliant husband, her multiple multisyllabic perpetual ailments. Silver sequins. This has come to her attention. She hates me. Doubly because I've noticed. For the most part, the woman's a fish, one of the strongest that oceans witness. Ceaselessly calm in black murk, she'll shove her way through trunks in the staterooms of sunken ships. And she has aim. A hurled overboard wedding ring can get spat back into the hand. I've kept a safe distance till last night after a dance. The new moon made me an offer. In high heels, I was extra careful, stepping along that pier. Help! My sequin dress! 10 feet deep and still I shone like a mirror. Now we're both dry. She's a hawk, released from a lifetime in fins and scales. Awkward, old, she's missing my jugular. It took 30 years to find a journal that would take that. I think I'll read the title poem, Oncoming Halos. Despite the man's fame for turning words back into breath, I can't call him a mentor or even an influence, but his advice, right into your ignorance, is still something I hope to use. It comes over me, who knows why. I hear it when fog freezes in leafless trees, when day is a door slammed suddenly, and here am I driving a country highway lit by infrequent oncoming halos. After dark, the fog hangs as low as it can. Thanks.